It was the tail end of the road trip for the Nuggets. Were they able to capitalize? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. Well, the Nuggets were on their final game of their road trip, their 5-game road trip, this horrific road trip, and trying to end it strong. They were in Buzz City to take on the Hornets, and I didn't do a podcast last night because there was just way too much stuff going on, so I figured I would do one today. So I'm doing a special Sunday podcast for y'all. Hope you enjoy it, and if you didn't watch the game, then hopefully you get some stuff out of it from what I recap for you. So basically, the lineup for that game was Jokić, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, AG, and then CB, because P. Watt and Brody were both out with injuries. P. Watt has some knee issues going on, and then Brody, as suspected, was dealing with some hamstring issues. I will probably guess that he will be out the next couple of games. So we are going to be all, riding on the fumes that is the former Nuggets championship kind of material. Hopefully they can still grind it out. But the Nuggets were wearing their white jersey once again. I feel like they only packed one pair of jerseys this entire road trip. I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but it feels like they wore the white jerseys just the entire time. They're like, don't worry about it. Just do the white ones. No need to wash anything. Hornets were wearing their teal jerseys, and the final score was 107-104. Nuggets in favor. Nuggets got to win. Let's freaking go. Come on, Nuggets Nation. 2 out of the 5 games. Not a great number, but not a horrible number at that. A worse number would be 0. So at least we did get 2. And we did get 2 where we needed to get 2. We should have had 3 or even 5. I mean, to me, the easy wins were always Chicago, Sixers, and then the Hornets. I always knew that the Timberwolves were going to be a challenge, and I knew the Knicks were going to be a challenge, but I just kind of gave some credit to the Nuggets that they typically don't let teams sweep them. And I was wrong on that one, for sure. The Knicks swept the floor with them. And so now we ended that road trip. Now we're back home. The next couple games will be at home facing the Pelicans and a bunch of other teams that I'll get into later on. So then let's just break down this game, right? So the game started off with the Hornets controlling the tip. And for the first minute and a half, neither team could actually sink a bucket until the Hornets finally sank one. So they got the first bucket of the game. And I kind of feel like the Nuggets just aren't all there right now. I don't know if you've been watching the games or not, and if you kind of feel that same vibe that I feel, but they just are not there right now. Like, there's so many other teams that have been playing just as hard, if not harder, matchups and schedules, and yet the Nuggets just seem really tired and not energetic at all. And so you kind of saw this with a lot of the starters. Malone actually put in some of the reserves in the first quarter. He put in Zeke Naji and Jalen Pickett, who actually did some decent time. Both of them got some decent minutes out of tonight. Zeke Naji actually ended up being the defensive player of the game. He actually had 5 blocks, which is crazy for Zeke. And, if you have some of your show what you're made of minutes, there you go. He definitely did that, and hopefully some other teams saw it so that, we can maybe talk about sending him for somewhere else to get someone better. But the Nuggets did respond with that first bucket with a 7-0 run, forcing Charlotte to take the first time out. And then we actually did, because of Zeke and Jalen actually playing well, we actually closed the first quarter fairly well. We were on top. We won the first quarter 27-20. That's a pretty low scoring first quarter for a team that isn't one of the best offensive teams. And so they were, one, I guess, give them credit. They were able to hold us down to 27. I think a lot of that also was the energy. So there is that. But then just the fact that they were only 7 points ahead, and you would have thought that they would have been at least 12 or 14 after the first quarter. But opening of the second quarter, again, without Jokić, the Nuggets missed their first attempt while the Hornets capitalized with a quick bucket. MBJ got to the line for Denver's first points of the period or of the quarter. Soon after, the Nuggets stretched their lead to 12. However, sloppy plays and turnovers allowed Charlotte to go on an 8-0 run, trimming the lead down to just 4. Jokić looked really fatigued. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. He looked fatigued, and he's been looking fatigued. And I understand why. You're carrying an entire team on your back, and you have to do all of the heavy lifting. Eventually, it's going to come up. He's been playing extraordinarily well this entire season, which is why it's very noticeable when he's not playing at that same level. Like, his bad games are other players' normal games. It's crazy on how much a different level he's at. But he did look fatigued, and he turned over the ball several times. Very uncharacteristic bad passes that were just completely like, who are you sending it to, Yoke? Because it went all the way out of bounds. And there was no way like one of the players could have caught it or any of it. Like, it was just really unfortunate, like bad passing and uncharacteristic plays by him. He very much looked tired. And so then that allowed the Hornets to stay in it. But CB, finally got a 3 in and put Denver first to 50. The Nuggets then held to take the quarter 27-26 in that second quarter, and they were on top going into the half, 54-46. The second half started strong with a Jokić 3, but poor communication among the starters led to sloppy plays once again. They are not communicating well. And they've even said it themselves. They are not communicating well. And I don't know what it is. Like, they've been playing, I don't know how many years now together. Like, why are you all not communicating well enough? Keeping the Rockets within striking distance, too. Because then Malone, once again, had a turn to his bench. And Pickett contributed offensively with Zeke stepped up defensively. Nuggets edged Charlotte in the third quarter just by 1 point, 36-35. So that was a higher scoring quarter. But luckily, we're able to maintain the lead still going into the fourth. And the fourth is kind of where it really got out of hand. The fourth quarter began with the Hornets scoring on a floater while the Nuggets went cold, allowing Charlotte to cut the lead to just 5. Denver then finally broke through at the 9-minute mark with a Zeke Naji bucket. That's right. Zeke Naji was the first scoring bucket for the Nuggets in the fourth quarter, followed by another dunk from him. So he had like 2 back-to-back buckets. One was a little bunny hop. That was the first one. And the second one was a dunk. But then Seth Curry, not to be confused with Steph Curry, Seth Curry then drained a 3, making it a 4-point game, and the Nuggets' rushed 3-point attempts continued to misfire. Like, they were just kind of half-assedly throwing up threes, and it was bricking. Like, this is what's really frustrating about the NBA right now. The fact that they just constantly are running from one court to the other and just throwing up threes, trying to, do something good with it, and it just is bricking. Like, actually drive to the rim. And I know that the league right now is just all about threes. I don't like it. It just is crazy right now how much the game is relying on threes. So the fourth quarter, we got Seth Curry drilling in a 3, and Nuggets not able to get a 3 off. With 4 minutes left, the Hornets tied the game. They tied the game We were up by 12. I think our highest lead was like 14, maybe 16 at one point. And they were able to tie the game. The Hornets were able to tie the game. And I don't know if you all saw my last couple of podcasts, but I said this. I said, don't sleep on the Hornets. They play hard, and they just have the little issues that keep them from actually winning more consistently. There's just little issues with them, but they are a hard-playing team. And this team didn't even have LaMelo Ball playing tonight or last night. He wasn't even there on the court, and yet they still managed to almost beat us. Freaking subpar teams, man. Like I don't know what it is this year. Nuggets just don't have the energy to really deal with them, and allows these teams to embarrass us. But Murray answered with back-to-back buckets to put Denver up by 4. But then Mikal Bridges responded in kind, nodding the score once again. Jokić then hit a skyhook to get the Nuggets to 100 first. A crucial Jokić bucket was waived by the refs. Like, that was kind of bullshit. If you saw it, you understand what I'm talking about. Like, Jokić clearly didn't foul anyone. He was fouled, if anything, going up. He put the bucket up, and then I forget which player of the Hornets came in after him and swatted it, and they called it a defensive goaltending, which it definitely was, even though it was still going into the bucket regardless. But then they waived it, calling it something on Jokić, and that actually really shifted the game. You know, that could have easily have been the moment where we lost the game, is because of that one mark. Like, these refs need to be controlled more. It's just ridiculous. They need to be held accountable. So the Charlotte capitalized, taking a 4-point lead. That's right. They were down by like 16, managed to tie it, come and keep that tie back and forth, and then actually get a 4-point lead with like a minute left. This is crazy, the lack of energy that the Nuggets are showing right now. Jokić, though, came up with a big bucket and a foul, cutting the deficit to just 1. And on the next possession, he secured a defensive rebound and was fouled, leading to an unsuccessful Hornets challenge, because they challenged it thinking that it was not a foul at all. Luckily, it was a foul, so Jokić went to the line. He sank in both free throws, putting Nuggets up by 1. And then on the Hornets possession, they missed. And then I think it was Jokić that got the rebound, threw it out to Murray on a running layup, extended the lead to 3, and then they were able to maintain that lead with the final seconds, because then Charlotte had the last say, and they missed their shot twice, actually. They went for a 3 to try to tie the game. It was blocked. Then they tried it again, and it was blocked again by Michael Porter Jr. So hats off to the Nuggets for sticking it out and not giving up. They could have easily have given up with that minute left and being down 4, but they put their heads down and they charged ahead, and that's just kind of what you have to do to get those wins. So once again, the final score was 107-104. The Hornets actually won the fourth quarter. Crazy, right? They won it by 23-17. So crazy. Again, don't sleep on the Hornets. They may look inferior, but they are anything but. They are a very hard-working team. So we're going to get into stats right after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Røde Pod Mic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so stat-wise here, we have Michael Porter Jr. played 40 minutes last night. That's crazy. 40 minutes. He was the Nugget that played the most amount of minutes last night. And he only came up with 15 points in those 40 minutes, but he did get a double-double. So he got 15 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 6 for 14 from field goals, 0 for 6 from 3. 6 attempts, and not one of them ran in. I mean, there's a lot of missing. We shot horrible from 3 last night. Horrible. I'll get into it in the overall team stats, but just horrible. So Michael Porter Jr., 0 for 6, 3 for 4 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 12. Aaron Gordon played 30 minutes. Again, he's still, I think, on that regulation minutes load management or whatever. So 30 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 3 for 10 from field goals, 0 for 4 from 3. Michael Porter Jr., 0 for 6. Aaron Gordon, 0 for 4. He had 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, was a plus 21. Don't know how that works out. It's more so his defense was really needed, but other than that, like, his offense was horrendous last night. Jokić played 36 minutes and had a triple-double once again. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 17 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, 9 for 17 from field goals, 2 for 7 from three-pointers, 8 for 9 from free throws, 4 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 2. That's crazy. Christian Braun, 38 minutes, the second most playing Nugget last night. 24 points, 11 rebounds, so a double-double for CB. Browntown, man, let's go. 2 assists, 2 steals, 9 for 15 from field goals, 2 for 5 from three-pointers, 4 for 4 in free throws, 0 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, was only a plus 9. I don't know how Aaron Gordon was a plus 21 and CB was only a 9. Then we have Jamal Murray with 33 minutes, 20 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 8 for 16 from field goals, 1 for 6 from three-pointers, 3 for 3 from free throws, 3 turnovers, 0 personal fouls. He was a 0. And then our bench, more or less, was rather bad. Strother, only 5 points. Zignaji had 6. So he missed a three-pointer, but he did get 3 for 4 in field goals. And then he had 0 turnovers and 3 personal fouls. He was a minus 17. And then Jalen Pickett got 1 3-point shot in there, so he had 3 points. And then he had a rebound and assist. So not, and everyone else didn't really play. Even DeAndre Jordan. I don't know why DeAndre Jordan isn't playing lately, but he's not. So overall stats here, we have 43 rebounds to their 51. So they even out-rebounded us. 29 assists to their 31. So they even out-assisted us. 9 steals to their 5. 9 blocks to their 6. We shot 46 from field goals percentage. They shot 43%. And then here's the stat for 3. 18%. The Nuggets shot 18% from 3. Only made 7 threes out of 37. They attempted 37, 37, and only made 7 buckets out of the threes. While the Hornets only made 9 and shot 26, so they had 34%. So they still outshot us from beyond the arc. Crazy. Free throws. We shot 90%. They shot 67. We had 11 turnovers. They had 12. We had 16 personal fouls. They had 13. So like this can't stand. Like, this is ridiculous. We are not playing at the level that we need to be playing at to be able to, rival some of these other better teams. So this is crazy. We'll get into big takeaways after this, though. As a cinematographer, photographer and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so I said don't sleep on the Hornets, right? Don't sleep on the Hornets. Did I not? This was a perfect example of what I was talking about. Only won by 3 points against the Hornets. This has kind of been the overall story for the Hornets this season. They haven't been really been blown out. There's been a couple of games that they've been blown out with, but overall, they're not a team that is like, I would say a Wizards or a Pelicans or a Jazz. Like, they're not on that same level. They are actually playing much harder, and they almost beat us. The Wizards did actually beat us, if you recall, right? Which, real sidetrack real quick, it is very nice that the Timberwolves lost to the Wizards. Now it doesn't seem so embarrassing that we lost to the Wizards. Like, welcome to the suck, Timberwolves fans. Welcome to the suck. Now you know the burden of losing to one of the worst teams in the league. That actually made me feel good, but at the same time, like, Wizards are able to beat the Timberwolves. Why can't we? It's just, man, that is our kryptonite. The Timberwolves is the Nuggets' kryptonite. And we know our defense needs to get better, but now I kind of feel like our offense needs to get better as well. We are one of the highest scoring offenses, and we were at least just a few weeks ago. And now we are barely struggling to even get above 100. They need to focus more on their shot making now. Like, it needs to be both really. Like, I know defense, good offense comes from good defense, but right now they can play all the good defense they want, but they're just not making buckets either. So they're not rewarding themselves on the other end when they have that good defensive side. And the only thing is that that good defense kind of keeps them in the game because it then allows the other team not to be able to get good buckets. But this is just, it's easily going down a steep hill, and they need to kind of nip it in the butt and really try to get back to what makes the Nuggets the Nuggets, because right now they are not playing Nuggets basketball. So what does this mean for the Nuggets? So with this win, the Nuggets are now with 2 wins. Hopefully we can build up on this. We are sitting at the 4th seed still, and we are now 2.5 games behind both the 3rd and 2nd seed, because the Houston Rockets now have lost twice. So now we are very much in striking distance of these 2 seeds. If we can keep this up, that is a big if. So we are a 30-19 win-loss record, whereas Memphis and Houston both have 32-16. And then right behind us are the Lakers with just 1 game behind. And real quick, I just wanted to also kind of sidetrack here. One thing why I kind of decided to hold off until today is this whole big trade issue that's arisen last night from the Mavericks and the Lakers to trade Luka Doncic to the Lakers. That blows my mind. And I know I'm not the only one that blows the mind. A lot of people, basically the entire NBA world is shocked right now. And like, just to be able to easily give up your all-star, the face of your organization, just like that, for someone like AD is very much part of Lakers, but he is not the face of the Lakers. That is LeBron. So you're not even trading him for another face of that organization. You're trading him for the second down from that. I don't know. I really feel like the Mavs did Luka dirty. And now I'm going to have to see Luka in a Lakers jersey, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I would rather I enjoy him as a Mav, you know, like when the Mavs aren't facing the Nuggets, I actually root for them. I really like Luka, and I hope that he doesn't stay a Laker for long, because I would love to see him come to Denver. That'd be great, you know, Luka and Jokić, little two action there. But and that's the other thing too, is like, so you're telling us now that he was up for option. Like, we were so focused on Jimmy Butler and De'Aaron Fox that we didn't even think, oh, maybe one of the all-stars, the faces of an organization, was up for grabs. Like, this is crazy. And then you look at it on the Mavs side, and they're getting AD. Now their team is so big heavy. Like, I don't see how that wins them a championship. Yeah, AD is an amazing defensive player, and they will definitely increase in their defensive skills from him. But like, now, you don't have, like, Kyrie is a good playmaker, but to have Luka and Kyrie there, like, they were pretty much unstoppable before Luka got his injury. That's pretty much the one reason why we were able to win against them the last two times. However, the Lakers now, I definitely see their defense going downhill because of this. Like, they think that they're going to be winning championships now because of this, but I don't see them winning championships now at all, because AD was your guy. If anything, you just needed one extra piece. Like he was saying, you needed another big man so that you could put him on the 4 and get a tall guy, a big guy for the 5. And they instead opted out and went for Luka. So I don't think this makes the stand that these organizations want it to make. If anything, it just kind of disrupts trust and loyalty within players and fans. Like, we all thought that Luka was going to be a Mav for the rest of his career, and now, like that, he's a Laker. That is crazy. That is really crazy, and I don't like it. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I also don't really like seeing AD as a Mav. That kind of feels wrong. So, but I don't honestly, I don't know where else you put AD. Maybe as a Knick, maybe as a Celtic. I don't know. That would be horrible if he was a Celtic. I would hate him even more. But next games here. So our next games are tomorrow. We will. No, that's January. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow we're back home in the Mile High to face the Pelicans. We also face them on Wednesday, and then we'll do another back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday is the Pelicans, and that actually wraps up our 4-game series with the Pelicans. So we only have these last 2 with them. Hopefully we can get those last 2 so we can at least go 3-1 in the series against them. And then immediately after that is the Magic, who are really struggling right now. They are now in the play-in on the East. They used to be fighting around for the 3rd and 4th seed in the East. Now they're dropped down to the play-in. And then after that, we head over to Phoenix for 1 game there on Saturday. So, and then I believe then we come back, we face Portland twice again, and then we end before the All-Star break with the Hornets. So when you have 2 games against the Pelicans, 2 games against the Blazers, you have a game against the Suns and a game against the Magic and a game against the Hornets. Once again, do not sleep on the Hornets, even if they're traveling to your side of the country. They are going to play hard. We don't know how who's going to be in their lineup and everything either. So they could easily very much get some people back that are very helpful for them. The same thing with the Magic. Same thing with the Suns. And the Trailblazers, if you haven't been paying attention, have been playing pretty damn hard lately. They have see their standing right now. They are still on the bottom there, but they're 20-29. They're on a 3-game winning streak right now. So, like, shall we not forget the fact that we were embarrassed by them in Portland? They got the win over us at the last second. So, I don't put it past the Nuggets to sleep on these teams. I'm surely not. On paper, should we go on a 9-game winning streak by the end of this? Yes, we should, on paper. But nothing about this season's Nuggets has actually agreed with what's on paper, and that's the frustrating part. They are not playing what they need to be playing or how they play it. So they need to get back to that Nuggets basketball, you know. But pretty much, and then the other thing too, real quick, is when you face a team, as we've seen twice in a row, it actually makes it easier for whoever loses to be able to win the next game. And because they already have lost you once, they know what your issues are and where they need to be better at. So they're going to do everything they can to correct that. And there's a day in between those 2 games to allow for some practice time. So this is going to be a lot more difficult than it seems. I will stand and say it'll be a much more difficult homestand than we think it is. Plus, we aren't playing the typical Nuggets homestand that we normally are accustomed to. We used to be one of the best home record teams. Now we're struggling with that. We're very much struggling with that. When they surveyed this season, I don't think that we're going to have the most difficult location to for away teams to go to. So there's a lot to work on, and hopefully they get through this bit, because they also say the most difficult matches are the games are the last game of a long road trip and the first game back from that road trip. So if you're hoping that they're going to crush the Pelicans tomorrow, just know there's a huge chance that they won't, and this will be another close game. When you have that kind of expectation, then when you see them not crush them, then it kind of eases the pain. And then if they do surprise us and crush them, then it's all the more better. But I like to kind of tamper those expectations, you know, and just kind of know that it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. So that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back again tomorrow after the game, so check me out then. But if you did, please give it a like and subscribe, share it to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you tomorrow.